Welcome to She's Grace Authentic. Welcome or welcome back. If this is your first time here, I am so excited and grateful to have you here with me. Thank you for clicking on my channel. Thank you for supporting me, taking your valuable time out, and thank you for loving on you, because that is what we do here. We love on ourselves. If you are returning, you know I truly, genuinely, from the bottom of my heart, appreciate your support. Thank you so much for coming back. Okay? Gracie Gang. That's what I'm calling y'all. Gracie Gang. What? I post videos every Monday and Thursday at 8:08 p.m. Central Standard Time. Go ahead and click that notification bell. Press the like button while you at it. Subscribe, share, do all of the things, okay? I am on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok, so go ahead and follow all of my socials, all my handles. On Instagram and TikTok, I am She's Grace Authentic. And on Facebook, I'm Caitlin Marie, Grace Authentic in parentheses. Everything is in the description box for you, okay? If this is your first time on my channel, if this is your first time entering a session, then you will be enlightened to know that I start off each session with bringing in God, bringing in spirits, bringing in the universe, and cleansing the air, cleansing the energy, right? And so if you have been here with me before, then you already know what it is. God, I bring you into this place. Spirits, I bring you into this place. Universe, I bring you into this place. Mother Earth, Mother Nature, I bring you into this place. Ancestors, I bring you into this place. I am one with all entities. I am my highest version of myself, the highest vibration, my highest frequency. Spirit, I ask that you put me aside. Allow you, your guidance, your words to speak to the viewers through my voice. All negative energy shall be returned back to sender. And any negative energy, not only will it be returned back to sender, but I will alchemize it in this place, in this space, and turn it into magical, high vibration, frequency, energy. Spirit, I thank you for the message that they are about to receive. If you have not been here with me before, then I will enlighten you and let you know that I start off each session with a oracle message or a tarot message, oracle card or a tarot card, and I like to call them loving messages. So that is what we're about to do. We are starting off with the New Orleans deck today. And yes, I was born and raised in New Orleans. Yes, yes, yes. This deck is from a spiritual, somebody by the name of Fatima. She is a Black woman, spiritual healer, reader out of New Orleans, and she created this deck. She has a spiritual store in New Orleans that is called Path of Awakenings. So y'all go check her out. I have so many great things from her store. That store has really resonated with my spirit and helped me align. I have different sprays, oils for manifestation and luxury, and just they smell so good. I have candles. I've gotten crystals from there, all kinds of things. So I'm going to go ahead and shuffle this deck, all right? And I'm going to ask Spirit to give us a message, and the message will resonate with me as the reader and you as the viewer. All right? Spirit, give me a message for the viewers. All right, y'all. We have learning, and at the bottom of the deck, we have gratitude. So I'm going to show you learning. Learning. Gratitude. Gratitude. All right. Okay, so we're going to start with learning. Learning. And I might even read the bottom one as well. We'll see. Because gratitude, yeah, I think I am going to read that one as well. Let's get to learning. Learning. The more you know, the more you realize how much there is left to learn. You are currently in a learning and growth cycle that will lead you in the direction you desire. During this time, you will be more aware of patterns and synchronicities, especially within yourself. Although you might be tempted to tell yourself that you already know, there is a difference between understanding something on an intellectual level and understanding something on an emotional or intuitive one. There are many times that knowing something intellectually gets confused with truly getting it. To understand something in its entirety, it is necessary to have both a willingness to process and acceptance at every level. It is okay to feel like you are repeating certain experiences or emotions. It is through this process that you gain more clarity and healing. It is important to be patient with yourself and others during this process by stepping back and taking an objective approach when assessing all of the different aspects of your life. I love that. I love that. I love that because that really goes with the message. And we're going to go with gratitude. We have gratitude. Second line parades are a staple of New Orleans culture. The uplifting music and dance signify prevailing circumstances through celebration. Whether in celebration of marriage, death, or just the good times in between second line parades, always emphasize leaning on gratitude and appreciation because all is never lost. This card signifies that it's time for you to remember to celebrate. Sometimes looking at the big picture of and all of the steps between the beginning and the end can make it seem like you're on an overwhelmingly endless journey. Giving yourself moments to enjoy any accomplishment, even if it's just the fact that you're still trying, is reason enough to celebrate. The more that you tap into your gratitude and appreciation, the sooner you will see things moving more quickly in your desired direction. Feel the music of life and dance a little. You're on your way and you always have been. Oh, listen, I love those two messages. Gratitude and learning. You know, today we are talking about you being tested before expansion, right? Avoiding self-sabotage. And man, when I tell you gratitude and learning, you know, we can know something into like those two messages really resonated with me because the first one talks about learning, and there is a difference between hearing something, knowing something in your mind, but then not actually internalizing it and feeling it emotionally. There's a difference in that, right? So there's plenty things that I have known for a long time. And let me tell you something. I have heard, you know, I know many of us have heard that right before you get to that next level, you're tested, right? And I understood it, but I didn't quite get it because I always leaned into self-sabotage and not really acknowledging that that's what I was doing. But this time around, to get to where I am today, I witnessed myself, my self-sabotaging actions. Let's say that. I witnessed my self-sabotaging actions before I did them. And let me break that down. We're going to dive in here. So, when you are going in the direction of the man, the woman, the being that you have been called to be, all right, that the deeper version of yourself, the highest version of yourself, the deeper, the most authentic you, all right, and you're tapping into who you really are, there's going to be a lot of doubt that comes in. There's going to be a lot of fears that come in. There's going to be a lot of tests that come in. There's going to be a lot of triggers that come in. There's going to be obstacles that come in, right? And that is because God, the universe, I believe in all of it. I believe it's, the higher power, it's spirit. It's all intertwined, right, for me. And so you're going to be tested before you can hit that next level of expansion, right? So when these things come in, fears and negative thoughts, because it's all about what you're thinking. It's all about your mentality and your mindset and your perception. But it's also about your frequency. And your frequency is I would like to say, the level of energy that you are at and you have tapped into, okay? And so you have low vibration, you have low frequency, right? And then you have high vibration and you have high frequency, right? And so it's like the level of awareness, the level of consciousness, right? And so I would always go through spurts where, and maybe you have been in the same place, where I would be consistent with something for a while. I would start working out, or maybe I would start on an entrepreneurial project, right? And I would get into it, and then somewhere along the way, when I started to see success from it, or when I started, getting consistent and picking up momentum, something would happen to where I would lose control, and everything would fall out of place. I would stop, right? I would become, just drop it. I would become inconsistent. It was like all the momentum I had worked up for just came crashing down. And I never really truly understood, why, right? And so this time around, I definitely went and am going through a major awakening, a major expansion, right? And so I can say that I just have to be honest and say that, yes, I do utilize my tarot cards to help me get through this process. My readings really do help me get through my process to help me understand on a subconscious level what is going on and how I move forward. Spirit, God, my readings, and being connected with, it talked about in their synchronicities, right? And I want to talk about that because as you are going into expansion, as you are going into that next level, you want to be aware that you are on track. And synchronicities could be many of things, but I always pay attention to the synchronicities of numbers. So when you see repeated numbers, so if you see 1122, so like if it's 1122 on the clock, if you see 1144, right? If you see 544, if you see 555, if you see 222, if you see 111, you know what I'm saying? 1111, 1010. If you're seeing repeated numbers, that is a sign of alignment. That is a synchronicity. That is a sign that you are in alignment and you're exactly where you need to be at that given time, at the right place, at the right time. Right? But other synchronicities could be you just simply literally being at the right place at the right time, and things just flow. Things just are like falling into place. Things are just happening for you. I can give you a couple of examples of things that have happened for me during this course of time of this elevation, right? And so definitely numbers, but I'll tell you the other day, I was tested. Okay. I was tested. Someone that, is supposed to be considered a family member was supposed to bring me to the studio. And it was very important that I be here because we are throwing an award show, and I'm being very transparent with you right now. We are throwing an award show, okay? And so I'm hosting the 2025 Go Create Awards award show with Messy C, by the way. Hey. And so I needed to be here because we needed to get to the theater so we could go, check everything out, figure out everything for the show. And a family member was supposed to bring me, and they decided to wait till the last minute to get up, and they didn't have time anymore to bring me. So they refused to bring me because they had to do whatever they had to do, right? And I was tested in that moment because this individual, there's already, been tension from this individual, and so, it frustrated me, to say the least, because I understand all the work that I have put in and what I am building. And I knew that it was crucial and critical and extremely important for me to be here. And so it was frustrating because it hurts when, there's somebody that you were taught from a title, a family member, their title, right, is supposed to love you and care for you. And I've already come to the assumption that I'm already detached. You know what I'm saying? I am already detaching, and I have emotionally, really detached on my investment. But it doesn't mean that there still isn't residue, and that, right now, until things fall into place, I have to be some type of connected to this person, right? And so, it hurt my feelings. It hurt my feelings, even though I already know what it is. It doesn't mean that you're not going to feel the obstacles or feel the test or feel the pain, but, in that very moment, right? What do you do? what do you do when you're tested? What do you do when there is an obstacle that comes up against you, right? And so it was worked out to where I just took an Uber. And this is where the synchronicity comes into play, because in my mind, I took a deep breath. I shifted my focus and I said, you know what? Maybe, just maybe, I might have a really good Uber ride. Maybe I meet somebody that I was supposed to meet. And when I got in the Uber ride, I kid you not, I had an amazing Uber ride. We had an amazing conversation. He actually taught me something and I was teaching him something. We were having an amazing high frequency, high vibration conversation. It was rejuvenating. And so you will begin to see that things fall into place. You will see the synchronicities. You will see the divine timing around how you are moving, how you're manifesting in your life, what is happening. You know, doors will begin to open, opportunities will begin to open, and it'll just kind of happen as a domino effect, but you will be tested. And I didn't really understand, you know, in the past so many times why I always failed. And it's because I self-sabotaged. Every little thought that you have to pay attention to those negative thoughts, because that's self-sabotage. You have to understand that you have to choose the higher frequency. You have to choose the higher version of yourself. You have to literally almost like sit outside of yourself and say, okay, which life do I want? Because that old person, that old identity is going to try to creep in. Those old bad habits is going to try to creep in, right? The old mindset is going to try to creep in. And you have to be so aware and so conscious of yourself, your thoughts, that even if fear comes up or even if it is uncomfortable to do what you know your intuition is telling you to do, you have been nudged to do this, then you still have to do it anyway. You have to go against the self-sabotaging thoughts. You have to go against the self-sabotaging actions, right? And understand that at a point in time, that was who you were, and that those thoughts and that way of being really ultimately wants to protect you, because your body and your mind isn't used to this new you, this new version, this new life, this new feeling, this uncomfortable, this unknown, this uncertainty, right? And so what happens is that, you know, the old you is like wanting to be safe. Your body, your brain, it wants to be safe. And so you're literally having to reprogram. You're literally having to reprogram your brain, your body. It's like deep embedded. I listen to a lot of different things. I've been listening to someone by the name of Joe Dispenza, and I absolutely love it. Love him. Love the teachings. Changing my life. Do you hear me? Drastically. And so, when you have everything going for you, you're in this momentum, you're going hard, you're motivated, you're excited. Then comes this place where the motivation dies down. excitement dies down, right? Because in the beginning, it's fresh, it's new, right? You're excited. I got so excited. Y'all ever saw that meme? I'm so excited, right? And then then you get to a place where you're just doing the work. Now it's not so exciting no more. Now the motivation isn't there. You're just doing the work. Now your discipline has to come in play. Now you're tested. Now you got to keep going. So you don't have the motivation, you don't have the excitement. You have to be disciplined. You're going to now you're having curveballs thrown at you, right? You're feeling almost defeated, but you got to hang in there. You got to hang in there. And you have to understand that even in the midst of pain, even in the midst of chaos, even in the midst of obstacles, even in the midst of your old self dying, because that is what's happening. And understand something, when that old identity dies, it may be at a cost of people, places, surroundings, things. It may cost you some things, some people, right? Some environments. It may cost you some uncomfortability. But you have to understand that the death of all of those things, your old self, the thoughts of your old self, the people that aren't really for you, that can't go with you to the next level, that aren't, they don't see you or understand your value at this level. All of the things that happen are for your greater good. Because you can't get to the next level with that weight on your back, around your neck. It's going to strangle you, and it's going to pull you back into self-sabotage, your old self, your old ways. And, your old self, you have to grieve it. You have to grieve that old identity, right? You have to literally feel letting go, cry, whatever you have to do. You have to release it. You have to replace that self-sabotage, the self-sabotaging thoughts, those self-sabotaging actions with your vision, with your purpose, right? With your inner knowing, your intuition, with self-love. The definition to me of winning is having the utmost self-love, self-confidence, and self-worth. Quite frankly, being selfish. Some people may look at it as a bad thing. Who gives a fuck? I don't. When you have the utmost love for yourself, who you are, what you have been created to do, what your vision is, your creativity, your creative skills, the gifts that God, Spirit, higher power, whatever you believe in, Jehovah, whatever you believe in, right? the gifts that have been given to you should mean more to you than anything else. And I realized that this entire time, I didn't love me enough. I wasn't confident enough in my own gifts and my own creativity. So I would self-sabotage, and it looked in different ways. Sometimes it was my eating habits. Literally, I'm just going to be honest with you. I was in the McDonald's line the other day, and I did snack on some stuff today, by the way, but it was a part of my macros. But the other day, I literally wanted to get a small fry, and I didn't. But that's a self-sabotaging thought. I'm not saying I can't have fries, but it's just in the moment, I'm developing discipline right now. I have a strict diet and a strict meal plan and a strict exercise schedule regimen, right? And so it's just something as simple as that. It's all the little things. People, and I know, because I know for a fact, I used to think how do you get there? But literally, it's the little things that you do for yourself. It is literally you loving yourself, making sure everything is clean, making sure you're clean, making sure everything is, smells good. You're making sure, everything is in order, making sure that you take the time out to do your skincare, making sure you floss, making sure you do everything for you, making sure you get a facial, making sure that you take care of you, making sure that you tap in. You cannot be the highest version of yourself if you're not loving you. You can't tap into your creativity if you're not loving you, but it's all of the things in combination. And this all relates to that next level of expansion. Because everything damn near has to die about you from that old self. You're going to take some with you, but you're going to be a completely renewed, different individual. And there will be people that don't want to see you excel. And some of those people could be the closest people that are to you. Some of those people could be, your father, your brother, your sister, your cousin, your aunt, your uncle, your mother, your friend. It could be anybody that is very close to you that when you begin to change, now becomes a trigger. Now they don't like you anymore. They don't like you anymore because you want to know why? You are the mirror, and they don't like themselves. And when they see you, they see all of the ugliness about them that they have not worked on, that they have not dealt with. And now they become your enemy. Now they become a trigger. Now they become somebody who just quite frankly don't like your ass. Okay? And in my next video, I'm going to talk about, how I have overcame and am overcoming triggers. But I will say this, that these are the things that rise when you're about to hit the next level, and it will feel heavy. You will feel alone. You will feel like you're doing it on your own and like nobody gets it or understands on the depth of your level, of your soul. Nobody can, because nobody can hold the weight, only you can. And I have just come to realize that, it's either you're sick and tired of being sick and tired. You're sick and tired of that old version of yourself. Like you are just fed up and disgusted with the old version of yourself. So no matter how hard it may seem or you may think it is to become that higher version, you're still going to go and do the work of the higher version, or you're going to keep going through the turmoil of remaining and falling back into that old person. You were created to thrive, not just survive. You were created to thrive. And when life begins to test you and the universe begins to test you, it is not for punishment. The universe is not testing you for punishment. The universe is testing you because you have to hold the frequency. You have to hold the vision. You have to hold the deeper inner knowing. You have to hold your position even when you face resistance, even when there's an opposing team, opposing force, right? Because the universe doesn't bless you. The God doesn't bless you, but we're talking, the from frequency level. Spirit doesn't bless you. You don't get what you want. You get who you are. And so when you are right there at the finish line, you could just, it's like a line, right? And you could just touch it. You could just touch the billions. You could just touch, like it's yours. It's already yours. Everything is already yours. But you have to become that version of yourself in order for you to receive it. And as long as you stay connected to people that don't uplift you, as long as you keep going back and, choosing the bad habits over uncomfortability, when honestly your highest version of yourself is going to feel way better than what you've been going through and the bad habits you've been doing. These good habits really create an amazing life, but it's the level of uncertainty that it's not just your mind, it's your spirit, it's your body. Like your physical body is used to that old self, and so it wants to go back into safe zone. But you have to reprogram it to step outside of the comfort zone and take the leaps of faith. When you see, when God, the universe, spirit presents you the opportunity of expansion, you have to grab it. It's not just you manifesting and you just sitting there and waiting. It's not just you, feeling it alone. It is you feeling that you already are this individual. But in order to feel that way, it also comes with taking the necessary steps and the actions and stepping into the unknown. Stepping away from constantly going back to the old bullshit, going back to the old people because you love them, going back to the drugs, going back to the bad eating habits, going back to not exercising, going back to overspending, going back to, the list goes on and on, not utilizing your gifts, not utilizing your creativity, going back to depression, going back to, laying in the bed all day, going back to whatever it is that you're doing or have been doing. We have the choice to choose, right? Self-sabotage or expansion. We have that choice. We have that decision. But we literally have to take a step back and watch ourselves. Become so conscious and so aware of who you are, how you do things, everything you say. Everything you say, every word, every thought, every word, every thought, every action that you take, you become consciously aware. When somebody tries to come up against you or when something happens, you have to change your perspective and say, okay, how can I look at this situation from a different angle? Because nothing is happening to you. It is all happening for you. Nothing is happening to you. It is all happening for you. If somebody cuts you off on the road, right, there may be a reason for that. There is. Maybe you don't know it. And some reasons you don't have to know. That's what trusting in the uncertainty and having the faith and trusting in the unknown, having your faith and your belief in spirit and God and the universe, right? That is what that truly means, that blind faith of just knowing that everything is flowing and everything is falling together and being put into place, and even the things that you don't like or that hurt your feelings or that test your ego. I self-sabotaged for many years, not knowing that that's what I was doing because I wasn't consciously aware. I didn't understand it. We talked about that learning card. I didn't really understand what I knew. I've heard a lot of stuff mentally. I've heard things over and over again, but I didn't really get it emotionally and intuitively until now. I couldn't quite grasp it, I guess. But then, I believe in divine timing and that everything is aligned. And so this was just the perfect timing for everything to fall together. And so I want to encourage you to stand strong even in the midst of whatever it is that comes up against you. Keep going. Fight the fight. Because it gets better. You got to go through the turmoil in order to get to the other side, shake it off, and be great. It gives you strength. It gives you character. Every little piece to the puzzle, it starts with small things in order to get to that next level. And you need to rest. If you're tired, you need to rest. You need to let your body, your mind, your emotions rest. Pay attention to what you're doing, how you're doing it, who you're talking to, why you're talking to them. It becomes very critical during that process. You know, I'm not connected to very many at all. I only talk to maybe one person daily besides my kids. Like that I really let in. I'm lying. Two. I'm very private. I'm very careful of who I connect with and who I allow in. Very, very strategic. Because people just don't really deserve access. And you have to feel so confident. You have to feel that love and that, self-worth about you and be so dived into who you are at the depth of your soul, of your inner being, that you won't allow anything to come in between that destiny, that purpose, that calling. I'm just not playing no fucking games. None. None. Because, baby, I didn't hit that level of expansion. It's already here. It's already here. Ain't no going back for me. You know? It took me a while to truly understand what it truly takes. It takes dedication. It takes, sticking it out when everything physical may even seem crazy and chaotic, but you keep pushing anyway. Because the universe is going to give you signs and you're going to get opportunities. And even if they're small, they may not really be small. It might be a huge opportunity that something to you may think is small, but it's actually huge. It could be the expansion, but you just don't even know. It could be something as simple as you starting a YouTube channel. It could be something as simple as you starting that business. It could be something as simple as you connecting with somebody. It could be something very simple. I literally connected with the woman that owns this studio, Go Create Studios, and all I did was come here to, record my YouTube sessions for my channel and get my channel started. And yeah, huge opportunity just with me making that one decision. That one. It turned into something absolutely phenomenal because I was in alignment. And I was scared, and there's been times I've been exhausted of, literally, I just did a video, I think, the day before yesterday. And yeah, like I was so tired. I came in here late. I couldn't get here till late because there was other stuff going on. I had to get up at 3:00 in the morning. I didn't get out of here till like 12 or 11:30, somewhere around there. You know, but no matter what, I get it done because it means something to me. That confidence, that consistency. Listen, I'm walking in my divine purpose, and I am living the life of my dreams. And you are too. You will too. You can too. you got to pay attention, thug it out, keep it going, don't stop. I don't care what happens, what comes up, you get it done. I've made a post, you do it sloppy, you do it tired, you do it chaotic, you do it in the mist. I don't care. You just do that shit. Make sure you do it. Be consistent with your word to yourself. That's how you build confidence, by you telling yourself you're going to do something and you do it. It builds confidence within yourself. Don't let self-sabotage creep in. Don't let them negative thoughts creep in. Shift them. Shift it. Shift your focus. You got this. You got this. You good. Keep going. Don't you stop. Because I'm telling you, when it's the toughest, that means something crazy is coming on the other side. Insane, miraculous, amazing, beautiful is right there. You just gotta push through. Hold on. Keep going. Love on yourself more. Rest more. Do more for you. Invest in you. Time, energy. Go inward. All great things. Yeah, like take time in there. Anything that's worth having has to be worked for. And you're going to appreciate when you get to the other side. Look at tests as expansion. Look at tests as rewards. Look at obstacles as blessings. Because from this obstacle, I got something good coming to me. This ain't nothing. I just gonna do this, and if I do this, then I then figured out another way. And I put something else on I got something else on my resume. Not actual resume, let's be, I got something else on my chart. My tasks of accomplishments. Keep going. In spite of. Do it afraid, do it mad, do it angry, do it crying. Whatever you got to do. Do it happy, do it joyful. Just do that shit. Oh, I love you. Thank you so much for spending this time with me. I greatly appreciate you. I love you, love you, love you. If you need help with getting into alignment, with, going to that next level of your life and of expansion, and you are trying to figure it out, please go to www.sacredalignment.life and book a session with me. I'm telling y'all now, these sessions are up there now, but I am going to be very soon redoing things, and I will only have a mentorship program, and it's going to be definitely going to be more money, because it's going to be a one-on-one where I work with people one-on-one. Right now I do hour sessions, I do readings, but my time is my time is getting crazy, so I'm not going to really have the time to do just hour sessions every day. So please, I'm not even saying please. It's really for you. You know what I'm saying? Get in while you can, because I genuinely want to help you. I do. Please go follow me on all social media. It's all in the description box. The Sacred Alignment.life sessions are in the description box, as well as the readings is on the Sacred Alignment.life website. please like the video if you liked this message. Go ahead, hit that subscribe button, share. Drop me a comment, please. I love when you comment, and it helps the algorithm. All of the things, liking it, all of the things help the algorithm push me out there. So I greatly appreciate you. And if you are going through anything, please let me know. I would love to do a video on it and, help you in any way that I can. All right? I love you. I love you. God bless you. Mwah.